Question number 9, the Honourable Phil Goff.
Mr Speaker, my question is to the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade. Why is the government requiring the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade to find operating savings and make cuts of $40 million a year?
Mr.
The
Speaker,
Honourable Chris
on
Finlayson.
behalf of the Minister, it isn't.
Point of order, the Honourable Phil Goff.
Mr Speaker, I seek leave of the House to table a page from this document, which is the briefing to the incoming Minister, the undeleted aspect of the document that the Minister released. That sets out, sir, that operating savings of $40 million a year are being required by the government, contrary to what the Minister answered.
Order. Leavers sought to table that document. Is there any objection? Oh, there is objection. The Honourable Phil Goff. Supplementary
Mr Speaker, when the Minister is requiring savage cuts from his ministry, why is he intending this week to spend $26,000 to fly his delegation from Bangkok to Burma when a commercial flight would take the whole of the delegation for $6,000? And is this his idea of leadership by example?
The Honourable Chris Finlayson.
On behalf of the Minister, he's acting on the advice of the New Zealand Ambassador. The Ambassador has provided that advice on his own experience, based on his own experience travelling in Burma. The Ambassador's note to the Minister's office outlines the reasons for taking this particular mode of transport, and the underlying bottom line is clear. If he's not able to take the charter, he shouldn't bother going.
The Honourable Phil Goff.
Mr Speaker, is the justification of safety being the reason for this extravagant spending sustainable when the Ministry's own travel advisory for the area that the Minister intends to go to is the same as Fiji, where thousands of New Zealanders go each year without the protection and assistance that the Minister will get?
The Honourable Chris
The
Finlayson.
Minister, it's not extravagant spending for the reasons I outlined in the previous question.
The Honourable Phil Goff.
Question, Mr Speaker. If sacking 300 employees, nearly 1 in 4 of the Ministry's staff, achieves only half the cuts that the government requires, what further cuts does he intend to make to find the other $20 million that National wants?
The Honourable Chris
On
Finlayson.
behalf of the Minister, the underlying premise of the question is wrong. The Minister's not sacking anyone. There's a document out for consultation. He's keeping a very close eye on it, and in due course decisions will be made. It would be helpful if the member focused on the facts rather than hyperbole.
Mr Speaker.
Is this point of order supplementary?
No, supplementary question.
Supplementary question, the Honourable Phil Goff.
Is it correct that the secret ministry document that is being released, that has been released to staff, shows that he intends, under this proposal, to halve the number of staff in Cairo? If so, isn't it true that Mihi Peruri, if she'd got into the trouble that she is facing over custody with her children now, was dealing under the proposed regime, wouldn't get the assistance she got from Barbara Welton? She would have got an 0800 number and an Algerian contractor.
The Honourable Chris
On behalf of the Minister, again, the underlying premise of the question is wrong. There's no secret document. A document's gone out for consultation, and one of the issues that arises is the nature of the consular advice that will be able to be provided in Cairo after the consultation has taken place.
Point of order, the Honourable Phil Goff.
Mr Speaker, I seek leave to table page 305 from the ministry document showing that the number of staff in Cairo is intended to be halved.
Leavers sought to table. Order. Leavers sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is objection.
Not secret anymore, Mr.
Order.
Speaker.
Is this a further point of order?
No, it's another
supplementary question. The Honourable
Mr.
Phil Goff.
Speaker. Does he agree with the cable that he has received from his High Commissioner in Singapore, who asks whether the intended 40% cut in New Zealand's effort in Singapore in the document is in line with the government's goal of enhanced engagement with Singapore and ASEAN, and that the government's actions, quote from the High Commissioner, quote, is equivalent to a major reduction in our foreign policy effort, end quote.
The Honourable Chris
On
Finlayson.
behalf of the Minister, I haven't had an opportunity to read that cable. I'll give it my considered view and then answer the member accordingly.
Question number 10, the Right Honourable Winston Peters.
The Speaker.